Welcome to this video about AI recruitment at TalEction. My name is Hans-Petter Damstad and I'm the co-founder of TalEction. Let's go to the AI recruitment product page. A typical recruitment project is run through a number of activities. You start off by doing a job analysis, you do some marketing for the given position, you start capturing interested candidates, you start screening the candidates, you do your selection, and then you do onboarding for the selected candidate. At TalEction, we break down this process down into three basic steps. The initial step is job analysis, and we have a purpose-built wizard for that. You go through a number of steps, and through that you capture all the information you need in order to run a recruitment project. And from it, you also generate an ad campaign that you can push out to the different media channels you want to use for this. Then the candidates start applying. They go through an activity set that are set up for the given job, and then they press apply. The results of these activities the different candidates go through is then used by the AI algorithms to score them against the job that they are applying for. And that is the selection part of this. You can rely on the AI recommendations, or you can override them and do different things in the system. Having done the final selection of your final candidate, then you start onboarding using the wealth of data that you collect through the activities that the candidates have done. So if you look at this from a user perspective, this is the 6 activities that you need to do in order to run and complete a recruitment project. You start off by creating an account and an administrative user if you don't already have one. Then step 2, you create a recruitment project using our wizard. Then you publish the ad campaign that is generated by the wizard. Then you do the screening and down selection relying on the AI algorithms for the scores the different candidate gets from their activities. And then you do the selection, selecting the final candidate and agreeing with the customer of this project. And finally, you do onboarding, and you can also run a feedback session after 6 to 9 months to see if the recruitment went successfully or not. Let's see this in action. So we sign into a demo account here just to see how this looks like in real life. So here I'm inside TalEction, and we start off by creating a recruitment project with the wizard that we have set up for this. This wizard consists of a number of steps. The first steps is creating the order itself. The second step is defining the job in question with title, with start date, location, job type, education level requirements, etc., etc. Step 3 is defining the work experience pattern that you expect from the candidates. And step 4 is defining the org culture of the organization that you're working in. Then follows 4 steps that are optional. You can define a team role, you can define a work pattern, you can define the competencies needed, and you can define the core skills expected for a successful candidate. The next step is mandatory again. You have to define the campaign, the marketing campaign. You enter a story title, your story, you upload images, and all that needed for running the campaign. The final step of the wizard is a summary of all the selection and information you have entered, and then you can basically approve that, save, and send it into the system. This generates a recruitment project. It generates a job profile that I use to screen the candidates again, and then an ad campaign, which will be used in the different marketing channels that you select. So from this, we can look at the project that was generated. So we have a demo recruitment project here. And here you see that the job profile is linked up, the campaign is linked up, and also a link to the candidate landing page. So let's have a look at the landing page generated. And this is what the candidate comes to when they press apply now for the ad campaign that are in Facebook or Instagram, etc. So then they come here, they can look at more details for this given position, and then they can apply by creating a user, or they can use an existing user. So when you sign in as a user, as a candidate, you are presented with a number of tasks. And these tasks can consist of intelligence tests, it can be games, it can be personality tests, etc., etc. It really depends on what the recruiter wants to set up for the given job. Based on completing these tasks, the candidates are automatically screened and categorized by our AI algorithms. So as you see here, there are two candidates for each of these risk categories. So let's look into more details of this. So here you can start the selection process itself by looking at the details of these candidates. The system comes with a recommendation and a scoring for each of these candidates. And here you can look at the details for the different algorithms used for this specific recruitment job and the details. You can also click on profile details to see the detailed results of the different activities for the different candidates. So here you have all the screening that the AI have done for you, and from here you can override, you can change manually if you want to do that, or you can select the candidate that the system recommends and that you agree with, and make a final recommendation based on that to the customer of this recruitment project. So this is basically what you do within the TalEction system when it comes to recruitment projects. So a quick summary: you use the wizard to create all the material needed for a recruitment project. You publish the ad campaign. You let the candidates apply for the positions using these different activities that they need to do. Then you automatically, or the system automatically, generate the risk profile for each of these candidates and rank them according to a match score. And from here you can rely on the AI as suggested, or you can override, you can change the algorithms used, you can weight them differently, etc. So you have the freedom to also override the recommendations by the platform. And then you make the final selection, you select the final candidates, and then you start the onboarding process using the data that are collected during the process. So that finalizes the TalEction view on how to run recruitment projects using the TalEction platform. Thanks for listening.